I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank LCTA. And if you're a member of LCTA, I want to thank you and tell you that it's an honor, a privilege, and a whole lot of fun to work for you every single day. So if you're a member, I thank you. And if you're not a member yet, please join. As you've heard, this fight is going on for a while. When we woke up the morning after the November election, we knew what was going to happen. We were the target. They were coming after us. And we can't let them win. And the way we make them suffer is that we continue to tell our stories, and tell our stories each and every day, and make sure that everybody understands what it is we do each and every day for the kids. Tonight is important because this is the beginning. This is the beginning of our telling story. Storytelling, right words, wrong order. We have to continue to tell our stories, to lobby, to make sure that the parents that we serve understand what's happening to their children. We have to go through the 12 session. But November 6, 2012, the madness can stop. Now, we have to fight for our rights. We have to stand up for what's right for students. And right here, tonight, we have to commit ourselves to be the foot soldiers to deliver the message to make sure that when the ballots are counted on November 6, 2012, we're celebrating and not dreading another session. As long as I can remember, I always wanted to be a teacher. When I first got in front of that classroom, I know you can imagine the pride I had in achieving that goal, because many of you had the exact same dream growing up. I worked hard, I became a better teacher, and I know I made a difference in the lives of the students I worked with. But that wasn't enough. There was more I could do. So I slowly became involved in making an impact on our profession through my local union, and then at the state level. My concerns didn't change. My love of teaching never changed. My desire to help students never changed. But I hoped that by getting involved and working for the people who work closest with students, whether that's teachers, guidance counselors, media specialists, bus drivers, food service workers, cafeteria workers, custodians, everybody together that touches a kid during the day. That's who we celebrate during Teacher Appreciation Week. We celebrate the entire school community, because it's not an individual star that makes the difference. It's all of us together doing what's right for every single student that we serve. We have to become the vocal education experts. Going to school and doing your job isn't enough anymore, unfortunately. We have to tell our stories to everybody we come in contact with. When I talk to people at the Department of Education, or I walk the halls of the Capitol talking to our elected officials, and I have to tell you, you are fortunate enough to have the people representing you in the Florida legislature that you do, because your representatives are right on the issues. I just wish the rest of the state would get it right. And I have to confess, I do live in John Thrasher's Senate District. Great property, great cities, horrible representative in the Florida Senate. Today, each and every day, I talk about my experiences in the inner city in Jacksonville teaching elementary school. And it's important that people understand that not every kid wakes up in the morning with a mom and dad who have jobs, in a house, in a gated community. Too many of the politicians in this state think that's what we teach. That's who we teach. That's the kind of environment we work in. Very, very few of us get to work under those conditions. We have to deal with real people, real kids that come to school with troubles, with problems that need to be solved. That on some days, school is the last thing that kid needs to be doing because of the catastrophes that they have to live with each and every day at home. Mom and dad getting into a fight, if there is a mom and dad. These are the things, the stories that LCTA members told during this legislative session, coming and talking about the kids that they work with. It's extremely moving and extremely important. Unfortunately, most of our politicians are polite, but they don't listen. Every once in a while, you do get a lawmaker that does understand, and you can tell when they get it, because it's the exact same expression that kids have on their face when they finally get it, when they understand what's going on. There are plenty of people who are trying to tell us how to do our jobs. Constructive suggestions are one thing. Destructive public policy to destroy the public schools is wrong. We know what it takes to be successful, and we can communicate that. I'm truly grateful for all the work that you do, the patience that you show, not only for the kids, but for the other adults that you have to contend with, and the meddling outsiders who think they have a better idea. The hard work that you do, in spite of the pressures that some politicians will create by ratcheting up standards unfairly, by insisting that we test and test and test. And if that's not child abuse, I don't know what is. Because right now, the pressure that's going to be on students, the pressure that they're going to have to be under, because they're going to know your salary, your evaluation, and your job security depend on their score. That's wrong to do to children. We need to tell the politicians what they did in 736. And 2012 can be the election that we can undo 736 before it's fully implemented. Because there is a lag in the implementation, so we can undo this if we elect the right people. And that means from Pensacola to Jacksonville to Key West, we have to elect people who care about other people, about real people, the people who get up every day and go to work, the people who are under attack by this governor and this legislature. We can change things. We have the ability to do it. And if they don't, we have the ultimate power still. They may have tried to prevent elections from going on the way we have gotten used to them. They may have tried to reduce the number of days we actually get to vote. But come November 6, 2012, no matter how long it takes to vote, we need to vote out the ones who are wrong and return the ones who are supportive. We need politicians that reflect our values, the values that not every kid is born into the right family. And by that, I have no idea what the right family is anymore. Because Leave It to Beaver world never existed, and it truly doesn't exist today. The public schools, what you do is absolutely remarkable every day. You take kids from every single background, every walk of life, different religions, different languages, and you make Americans. You bring us together. You and all the people who came before you do remarkable work, making sure that our democracy can continue. And if we don't become involved in the political process, there won't be a democracy left for us to pass on to the next generation. You are very, very special people. What you do is absolutely remarkable. And instead of kicking you every single legislative session, the politicians in this city, when they gather every 60 days, should be thanking you for the wonderful things you do, because what you do is absolutely remarkable. I want to thank you on behalf of all the students that you come in contact with, because it's not cool to thank you. It's not cool to tell you that they love you. It's not cool to want to hang out with the teacher. But years down the road, as you heard today, we all remember who took care of us, and that were people just like us. Thanks. Have a great end of the year, and enjoy your summer.